Welcome! I'm Touche, and you're watching Tiny House Studio Live. It's episode number 21, guys. We're now legal to drink. Yeah, check this out. Now we can say, I am tonight. What are we drinking tonight? Oh, how rude. I'm Touche. I'm here joined by Strings on the strings. And Fozy. Fozy. You gotta yodel. Hey, listen to the yodel, right? Do you want some treats? Fozy, you want some treats? It's not working, is it?
She's in the shower.
She's in the shower?
She's taking a shower.
Alright, hiatus. Oh yeah, you look like you're. I'm sorry to interrupt this. Actually, okay. Since she made an appearance, it was a popular request. This is Fozy, guys. The Siberian from Tennessee. Tonight we're gonna be painting Crater Lake in Oregon. That's right. I don't have an image of it because I didn't prepare. There was a lot of things going on. But I have a mental image of it, which is good enough for me right now. Okay, she's gonna eat some paintbrushes, and we're gonna sketch. I'm gonna sketch. Strings, what do you think about an HB number 2 for tonight's
Number 2?
for tonight's sketch? Do you have
Is
an
it
scene?
darker or lighter?
It's a neutral.
It's very neutral.
It's a very neutral.
Very sweet.
Yeah. Oh, I found my sharpener. Tonight's sharpener is brought to you by Eclipse. It's a German company. I don't know. Whatever. The pencil is a Ticonderoga, right? You know those things that you got for free in kindergarten?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's not right.
Yeah.
Aren't they the only companies that
Pretty much. Oh, my eraser happens to be full. How's everyone doing this evening? I hope you're doing well. I hope the moons have aligned for you, and that Saturn and Jupiter both are looking down upon you with favorable outcomes to the rest of your month. I, for one, am having a fantastic day. Thank you for asking. And I'm going to ask my co-host here, how are you doing today, Strings?
I'm breathing. I'm doing quite well. Thanks for
You know,
asking.
every day that you're breathing, right?
Yes.
It's a good day.
I'm just glad to be part of this universe.
I am too, man. Isn't this universe lovely?
It's beautiful.
There's so much, you know?
So
And,
much chaos. Beautiful chaos.
Beautiful
But
chaos. You know, sometimes I like chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos brings out the human spirit sometimes, I see. You know?
Like a phoenix
Like a phoenix rising
from the ashes.
from the ashes. We have a sharpened pencil here now. And I'm going to go ahead and start sketching. Oh, look at that shadow. Fozy, stay there. Don't move the shadow. Oh, that's it. No, don't put the ears there. I need the previous shadow.
Working with talent is so hard.
Working with talent. Let's brighten up the palette here. Okay, great. Yes, yeah. I'm gonna use this. Nice, man. I like that. That was really nice. Yeah. All right, so we got a good sketch here. I don't know what it looks like, but I feel like I'm inspired by it, so I'm gonna continue this train of thought. What you doing there, kiddo? She's been just chilling there. I don't think the camera can see her.
No, she's
No, it's a shame. I'm gonna.
majestically.
I hate to do this to my viewers, but
Look at that. The light shining, also gracefully.
isn't she just
Like
something?
Juliet's on the balcony.
Isn't she something else, right? Look at her. Oh, Fozy. You're stealing the show, Fozy. I'm sorry, guys. I know that's so nosy. Oh, okay. Can you see this? Can you see? See, can you see the sketch? Oh, it's so difficult. Oy vey. Oy vey. What you gonna do with this life, you know? Alright. Moving on to the color portion of our evening.
This is my favorite part.
Is this your favorite part?
The colors.
Oh boy.
So majestic. Look at her.
Isn't
Like
she?
a lion.
She's something else, man. Last night, she yelled at me from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m.
What about? Did you not do the dishes?
I don't have no. If I literally made sure I shared water. I even grabbed her and picked her up and I did this like a kid. I was like, "Are you okay?"
But did you take the time to really listen to her? To really see
I
her?
mean, I try, man, but like sometimes, you know, like I swear to God, she's trying to tell me something. You know, I read an article the other day that says that when cats are meowing,
Yeah.
they don't have any purpose. Oh, did I lose you? Did I lose you guys? I gotta I really want to make sure the Wi-Fi is okay. Can you check if that thingy is okay? If there's two green buttons, two green lights?
Yep.
Okay. Guys, if this cuts off again, I will be making a part 2 of this and trying to save this. I apologize for the inconsistencies. If you are watching right now and it is grainy, please let me know. If it is not, cool. I thought I fixed the Wi-Fi. If there's something going on, it might be because there's a lot of people watching Netflix right now. Okay. Colors, paints, and stuff.
What colors?
I'm gonna start with the blue. I'm gonna put some blue. I'm gonna start with the blue. That's as much as I'm gonna think about right now. And you know what I'm also going to do? Nothing. Not gonna do anything in specific after that. Okay. This feels more appropriate right now. All right, blue. We're gonna start with a light blue permanent.
Isn't it the royal blue? Where's that one?
The royal blue.
Yeah. What was there? There's one blue like that. It's really fancy.
Is this gonna? Oh, this is blinding me.
Oh shit.
Hi. But I'm gonna let you guys see more of my palette right now real quick because I want to really accentuate the colors that I'm adding here. I'm gonna add some blue, a little bit of cobalt blue. I like this cobalt blue because it's one pigment, and one pigment paints tend to really add more vibrant color to it. What happens is you can have this same blue made in a lot of different shades. The difference is that one pigment shade of this blue, which is a cobalt blue, which is a metallic pigment, is deeper and richer, and so if you blend it with other colors, its own color will shine through as opposed to the colors that it's mixed with. For example, if I wanted to make a green, right? The green's made with blue and yellow. So I could grab this blue or I could grab this blue, right? You know, they're pretty similar. The problem is that this blue is made with two different pigments and this one's made with one. So this blue, in order to create this blue, they already mixed 2 different colors. So if I mix a yellow with it, I'm mixing actually 3 colors to create a green, and it's not going to come out to the green that I want it to. But if I mix it with this, which is 1 pigment, it's going to come out to the specific green that I want it to, because I'm only mixing 1 pigment and another instead of the 3. So this is only created with 1 blue, and this is created with 2 different blues in order to create this shade, but they're similar color. Coincidentally, that one's a lot cheaper than this one. So if you create a paint with 1 pigment, it tends to be way more expensive. And so this is literally $14, right? Right? Same freaking blue, right? And then this one's $6. So makes a difference, but you'll see the results. They really do kind of pay for themselves. That's not true. Anyway, I'm just gonna paint the sky real quick, and then I'm gonna move on to more colors here.
What time of day, Sky?
The sun won't be present in this painting, but I'm going to paint it like a mid-afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know, last one's been like sunsets and shit.
Yeah, there were a few sunsets. We did a few sunsets. This one's going to be just a neutral, just like a 3 o'clock.
Nap time.
Ooh, yeah. This is siesta time.
Ooh.
I love siestas, man.
I like fiestas.
I'm going to go ahead and start off with... I'm going to start off with the round. This is a 14 round brush. Beautiful, man.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So I kind of got a nice blue here. I really actually like this blue. I went from a deeper blue to a lighter blue here. and I kind of only used the light blue permanent in order to distract from the fact that it was just such a deep blue on the outsides. And then I used the that same cobalt blue that I was talking about to kind of outline the clouds that I'm about to start doing. And I'm gonna do them in white and not fade into a gray, because the gray is gonna kind of look like it's gloomy and like rainy. I don't want that for this painting. What I want is like a kind of like a, you know, what you see when it's like a nice day, but there's like big puffy white clouds up in the sky, you know. So I'm gonna, the bottom of the clouds, the shades of the clouds aren't gonna be so much of a like a gray, but more of like a yellow. So I want them to kind of pop. And then I'm going to use that same highlight of yellow to kind of highlight the mountains and kind of work my way down from the painting. I like to work in layers, so like the sky is obviously the last thing that you're going to see. The clouds after that, the mountains, then the lake, this island and the lake, and then your foreground here where you would be standing in this painting. So my next plan is the clouds, and for that I'm going to switch up my brush. I'm going to use something with a more rounded edge. This is just basically a point, you know. So it's kind of like painting with a needle, but a really big needle. This time for the clouds, I want to have less control over my shape. So I'm going to use a more. It's called a filbert. When you have a brush that's rounded on the edges, but I like a bigger brush for this, so...
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. You know I do, John. So, I'm going to add some titanium white to my pod here. Oh, collateral damage. No problem. We can fix it. Where's my drink? There it is.
If you lost it, you probably shouldn't have it.
I say that about a lot of things that I don't really pay attention to. Okay. So. I hope you guys are doing really good this week. I don't know why. No, maybe. Hopefully, you know, what I'm hoping is that all these videos that I'm recording right now are being uploaded to YouTube. Soon enough, I'm going to be filming a documentary, FYI. There's going to be this whole thing where I'm going to be completely a different version of this person that you've known for all this time. It's going to be bizarre. I don't even know what to expect. Anyway, but, and then enough time is going to pass where I hope in the future I'm looking back on these videos that I'm currently uploading to YouTube, and I hopefully I see a horrible painting behind me that I'm now painting a lot better than. I kind of like what I'm doing these days, but I hope that I think that I evolve through these paintings. I'm trying to capture my progress, you know, and that whole 10,000 hours thing, as long as I can keep just putting 1 or 2 hours into it every other day, I'm getting closer and closer to my goal. I don't think I ever want to be a master painter. I just always want to try to become one. So, you know, that's what we're doing here. And perfection isn't the outcome, you know. The goal is to just have fun or whatever, you know. Whatever the hell that means to you. I get really bored with, like, expectations, right? So don't expect anything when you try to do something. Just fucking do it. It's really nice, man.
Thank you. Look how that sky's turning out. There's nice blues.
Appreciate that.
The blues.
I'm not really quite sure how deep I want to make this blue yet. I kind of want to keep the daylight effect going here without it, like, obviously putting the sun in there.
So you're making a yellow tint still?
Eventually I'm going to add some yellow tint to it, but I want to let the white kind of take shape first, you know. When I say that, I'm like, right now what I'm doing is adding that highlight. Eventually I'm going to put a yellow on top of this, right? But for now I'm adding the highlight of the white. That's going to be the focal point, I guess, of that cloud. You know, whatever your main attraction is, when that silver lining or whatever the hell they talk about, you know. That's not what I'm painting. Yeah.
You just say where this was?
Yeah, this is Crater Lake in Oregon.
Where's that? Oh.
Actually, it's in my mind right now because I only just saw a picture of it.
Yeah.
But I don't have a good rendition of it in front of me.
Yeah. My phone's also actually dying.
Oh, that's okay. You don't have to look up a picture. I've already done enough.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Thanks.
Then that tomorrow. Springsteen? Can you sing Bruce Springsteen?
If you give me a line.
Atlantic City?
No, I'm sorry.
That's the only one I know. You try to make it up.
Can you give me like his voice at least? Like, can you give me a sample of that? Like, you sing it.
I actually don't know it. I know a cover of it. So, it's like a
Alright, well, I'm done with the mountains here. Or the clouds.
You say the bonds?
I said the mountains, but I was wrong. Back to one of those block rockin' beats. Alright, y'all. Mountains up next. For these mountains. Can you see me? Can you even see me? Yeah. Don't fall. Please don't fall. Okay, good. For these mountains, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding a little bit of raw umber. Right? Yeah, raw umber. Umber. And I'm going to put that on this side of the palette here. I'm going to use that for the darker shades of the mountain, right? Then I'm going to move on to a raw sienna. What I'm going to do with this raw sienna is kind of paint the highlights within the dark parts of the mountain. Now, I don't want to mix up this highlight and dark mountain with the lighter shade of the mountain, which I'm going to be doing in a yellow oxide. That yellow oxide happens to be right here in my hands. Yeah, like a magic trick. Did you see that, guys? You didn't even see it coming. I'm going to put it right here. And on my counter. And then I'm going to mix the darker shades of that yellow oxide with a red oxide. It's going to give us an interesting effect. So basically, to recap here, I'm going to be using two different browns for the darker shades of this mountain, and then two different colors, a yellow and a red, for the other shades of the other side of the mountain. Let's see what happens. Strings. Some strings, please. That's not a good callback. We're just gonna move on. First, we're gonna paint the dark sides.
dark side of the mountains?
The dark side of the mountains.
Oh, you haven't done a moon one yet, have you? Nice
Ooh,
page.
that's a good idea, man. I kind of like that thought.
I have one of those sometimes.
Good thoughts?
No, just thoughts.
Oh.
Try to stay away from them. They're scary.
They're really weird, dude.
What you can do with a thought?
Oh my god, dude.
Change
I don't
the
even.
world?
I
You
read
can
this
destroy
history
it.
book this one time. I don't even want to talk about it.
I learned so much.
It was scary. Moving on to the lighter side of the mountain now.
The other side.
Yep.
These mountains have snow on them?
No.
No snow.
No snow.
I like the snow.
I happen to like the snow as well.
I say that now until you have to deal with it. Oh.
Yeah. Dealing with, dude, when I lived in New York, the
Never
last
that
thing in the
again.
world was, I remember my dad's a truck driver. So can you imagine that man
Yeah.
driving in sleet? In
It's not like a
18
car where you can try to gain control again.
What would you do, dude? I'm gonna add some white to my palette. I realized that the shade of the...
Brown, dude, you're doing brown.
That's alright, like this.
Brown. Brown lower.
The reason I wear a glove, guys.
That was a fashion statement.
No, it's because I need to... Like, all this is captured paint.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, I don't actually always happen to have a fucking rag on me or whatever.
And if I had a nickel. Yeah.
You alright there, buddy?
Nope. Haven't been a right day in my life.
Well, try to be, man. I love you.
Positive thinking.
I love you, man. You should be
Love you,
alright for
buddy.
yourself, but if you don't want to be alright for yourself, do it for the people that love you.
Oh, wow. I can't even hate my... What? This is a shit
no,
deal.
man, no, man. You gotta understand, love is everlasting. You
I
can't.
have commitment issues.
Well,
Everlasting?
unfortunately, your commitment issues have nothing to do with that.
What if I don't want to be happy always?
Not your choice.
Damn.
Your body's always going to want to.
Oh shit,
It's
never
only
thought
you-
of that. You
it's
think your
only-
body's always striving for that?
Yeah, 100% of the time.
No, I don't think your body's like, we should
You know your
kind of wreck this.
BTW, your brain is part of your body. So when I say that, I'm trying to tell you that you're always going to think, well, things can be better, no matter where you are. I do truly believe that. You know what the chaos is in life?
What's that?
Is succumbing to the feeling that nothing's going to be ever okay. You know, I always say you gotta like your problems, right?
This is true.
Do I not say that, John?
You say that quite often.
You gotta like your
Thank you,
problems, man.
Callie.
If you don't like your problems, you're not gonna like solving the problems, and then the human mind only happens to have joy when you have problems that you hate.
So
And
we're all a
then you
little
solve-
masochistic.
What?
We're all a little masochistic.
No, it's just we were all born in hunter-gatherer societies. We were all born in to strive to better the human experience, and now we all live in concrete bunkers that our ancestors would have been like, what the hell? Like, what do we do with all this mental capacity to try to survive? Like, we don't have to survive anymore, man. We're golden.
Bored.
So the problem is that we try to think of other reasons to accentuate that, you know?
Some conflict.
It's all gonna be okay, guys. It's all gonna be okay. Just paint your happy little trees and your majestic mountains here. Almighty mountains. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Almighty mountains.
is that?
pluck. That little pluck where you just, where you just hear that note just doesn't sound right.
Yeah, sure, of course. That happens to me all the time.
I'm trying to think of an equivalent to paint.
Oh, yeah, actually, when you don't dry your brush properly and there's always
Oh,
residue
yeah.
paint.
Yeah, it's just that one, like, minor little, just annoyance. That one there, fucker. Oh, that's that one song.
Which song?
What song is that?
You tell me, sir.
You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I'm asking you, so.
Da, 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 da.
No, it's not that.
It's close.
I mean,
Not exactly, but it's
oh
there.
boy, I think I have yellow paint all over myself. Let's let you
Gotta-
see how
gotta
that
get paint
looks.
on yourself.
This
Wow,
is true,
professional.
Jonathan. This is true. All right, I think I'm ready to paint the lake.
Wee.
Ooh-wee.
Time.
Oh God, guys.
That's a little island in the
It's
middle
so
there.
hot in this tiny house.
It's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot here. You want to take off all your clothes? I am getting so hot, I'm gonna take my clothes off.
I remember the line.
Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away, but tonight you look so pretty. Yes, fuck it. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
You know what's this all really mean? You know, at the end of the day, you gotta ask yourself.
You're asking the right questions, James. You're asking the right questions.
Am I really though? You know?
That's a question there that we should be.
Yeah, you know what?
asking.
You're 100% right. You know what? Sometimes you gotta put a feather in your hat.
Sometimes you gotta put a hat on a hat.
Sometimes you gotta put a hat in your feather. You know?
Yeah, that's there.
All right. We're gonna add some lake blue. You know what color lake blue is, John?
I would say it's like a blue like a lake.
Yep.
And you actually do have a feather in your cap.
And don't know what you're talking about. We're gonna add a little bit of this ultramarine blue. And then we're going to add a little bit of this. That lovely cobalt blue that we used earlier today. I just love it. We're just gonna keep using it. And then I'm going to add a little bit of that. Yo, guys, our friend Brilliant Blue. He's back for another one.
Brilliant blue. That was the one I was thinking of.
You mistook a Brilliant Blue?
Royal blue.
How dare you?
How dare you?
He didn't get his PhD yet, man.
Just trying.
Wait, I'm gonna have to go back to Hobby Lobby, sponsor me, for some more of this Brilliant Blue. Gonna add a little bit of this bright aqua green. And then, absolutely without fault, a little bit of light blue permanent. Can't go much. I can't go many. Sorry guys, I have to practice more. Can't go many places without some light blue permanent. Anywho. And then of course, titanium white. Just good old streak of that. So, what kind of brush are you going to use, James? I'll tell you. I'm going to use a mixture of this, you know, see that pointed brush that we talked about earlier? And I'm going to do that whole Van Gogh thing with the colors. It's going to look great, guys. Don't worry about it.
It's gonna look fantastic.
Anybody have any questions? No? Good. Moving on. So,
Right, there's. Alright, I only got the first two. Can you sing the song just with the first two?
for what?
Either the left.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's as good as it's gonna get.
Go ahead. I was waiting for the eighth note.
Eight, Jesus, I can play like 4 times max.
No, just keep that up. Just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can do it like 4 times.
okay. Go ahead. I'm just gonna have you keep doing this.
So hard. I can't.
Hey there,
Fuck this. Farewell, cruel. And you will be well.
Did you though?
I did not. I barely talked to that fucker.
You barely knew it.
Fucker owes me money.
The world?
Yeah. Life. I think I owe it money. Shit. In which case, I still shouldn't call.
Yeah, stay away from that call.
Did you say something? Did Life ask about me?
But did she though?
You said that though? I looked Life in the dead windows of its soul. And I said, bitch.
Wait, but you said that though?
Hmm?
I mean, you said like...
I said that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like you said bitch though.
I said bitch.
Damn. Alright.
If I die today, you know why.
Yeah, beat the drum like you know what you're doing. Yo, because we got a rhythm in the Touche Studios, yeah. And we gotta yo, I'm Touche and I'm here to say you got no games because I'm James. And sometimes I got no way because I'm here with I'm here and doing this every other day. I mean every other day because it's only Monday and Wednesday, and sometimes on Thursday I get really tired, so I take a nap sometimes, and sometimes it's okay because it's like, you know, whatever, you don't work two jobs, you don't know me, and I know me, and if I want to take a nap, it's fine, it's fine. Don't tell me what to do, okay? It's just leave me alone, you know. I like my naps, you know. I like my naps, you know, and sometimes I take my naps in my car. And what are you gonna do about taking a nap in the car? And if you got a nap in the car and you gotta take a Napster, and that's from 2004, and that's probably way before after that. When the Napster ended, I think before then we had LimeWire, and then there was Kazaa, and then there was a whole thing with the whole suing you for taking a CD and ripping it and saying Summer Hits 2004, and then you gotta go ahead and talk to your floor because you held your pride so high, and then sometimes you just know you don't want to die because the IRS is after you, and oh god, it's tax season and I haven't done my taxes yet. Anyway, back to this painting.
I thought you were just going. You had a list.
No, God, I'm just wrapping off the dome.
Wow, say that again.
Just wrapping off the dome.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's the phrase that you're gonna go with. Okay.
I'm gonna stick with it, John.
That's
I'm gonna stick with it like glue on a 5-year-old's fingers.
And that's the simile you're gonna go with.
Yep. That's the hyper. That's the metaphor.
Is it a metaphor?
You know what my favorite thing to do when I was in kindergarten was?
Glue.
Tell me you never fucking stuck your hand in glue and then afterwards waited until it dried and then peeled it off slowly.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you do that? I would do it every goddamn day.
Especially wood glue.
And I'm not gonna lie, this palette is a peel away paint palette, and it's my favorite part of doing all this.
Fetish.
I care nothing about this. What I like is peeling the paint off at the end of the night. So please, if you care about this, go to touche.com and you can go to the shop section where all these paintings that you see are being sold. And who knows, someday, guys, I might be famous. Buy my paintings. Or don't, I'm not going to boss you around. But if you do send me an email. My email is touche@outlook.com. And if you do like my paintings, I promise you, I will give it to you at an affordable rate. Because with the amount of paintings that I sold, I can afford to do that. That's 0. So, if you want to support me, which you don't have to, you can just keep watching and indulging. But if you want to support me, go ahead and do that. Touche.com. Buy my shit. Because someday you won't afford it. I promise you.
like that aqua blue.
Me too, man.
What's
Kind of
that
wish I
for
could
color?
be here right now.
Think there's any fishies in that lake?
For sure.
I like fishies.
Do you like fishies?
I like turtles.
God, I want to go fishing so bad.
I feel bad about that turtle we saw.
Dude, John,
Big
nature
turtle.
has to take its course.
Yeah.
You know, we couldn't do anything to prevent it. I mean, when we came there, it's probably been dead for 2 days already.
2 years.
2 years.
Man, turtles really work things slow, huh?
Guys, John and I happened upon a turtle carcass this afternoon. However, it was a carcass that was being devoured by vultures. Before you say, I want you to understand that the circle of life has to happen.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing. It means no worries before the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
I didn't want to
Come on,
butcher the
dude.
song.
Come on, dude.
I didn't
Come
want to
on.
butcher it.
I mean,
Classic.
you gotta fucking try.
Just no.
Do your thing. Just like do your thing and do it right.
Do it right.
Hey.
Do what?
Oi.
Oi.
What?
8,
7.
9. Oh, I see what you did.
I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. We could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. And if you do not want to see me again, I would understand. I'm gonna paint this sand, 'cause I don't know what I am.
Now you stop singing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna wait for you. Belongs there. No, that belongs there. That belongs there.
Does it?
That belongs there, John!
Is it part of the art piece?
It belongs there now, too. Okay, we're moving on to the mountain in the middle of Crater Lake. It's a beautiful lake, you know? Happens to be probably named after a crater, speaking out of my ass, because it was impacted once in 1674,
Because it
AC.
looks like a crater.
Yep, it's because it looks like a crater. So, we're going to wipe our palette here. And once we do that, I want you to pay attention to the amount of blue that we're using this evening. I kind of like the blue, but I like this green too. And so, there's a feather in my hat. Look, so what I'm going to do is continue this blue trend, but I'm going to accentuate this green by adding a little bit of a forest green to the bottom of this palette. The reason I want to add a forest green to it is I wanted to make the audience pretend like they're standing in the painting, looking out onto this lake and thinking, oh man, I want to kind of go for a swim. I wonder what's in the aqua portion of this lake. That's all over my person now. So, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and this lake, I want to make sure that people think it's closer than those mountains, so I'm gonna add a darker tone. Remember, lighter, farther, darker, closer. So, okay, a raw umber to start our process here. Then I'm going to go to a green. I'm going to switch immediately to a green because I want to start bringing in the green that I'm going to put in here. And that green for now will be a chromium oxide green. Almost messed that up. So we're going to add just these two colors. And then afterwards, I believe I'm going to add some of this brilliant yellow-green. But not yet. So we got time. I'm going to switch to a smaller size brush. We're going to start getting precision in this painting. So, light is still going from the same side, so I'm going to make sure I get this real good and dark. And then eventually, the banks of this little island are going to start showing definition. gonna start adding some more of this other brown that I have here to kind of put the highlights in this mound here. Not really sure what's going on in this crater lake, you know. I like to think that people can go to this island whenever they want, but if it is inaccessible, I would actually kind of be interested to see what's going on this particular lake. The habitat there must be kind of interesting, you know, being so secluded from the rest of the landscape.
It's like Darwin's Island.
Kind of is.
New birds. Alien birds.
Alien birds probably do. Well, birds would be able to fly from one place to another.
They still adapt though. That's what happened to the Darwin birds, right? They're on the island, but they still adapted their beaks.
You're right.
That's all I remember from it. Break a guitar on one of these episodes.
I'm kind of hoping for that episode. Just kind of like I'm hoping for the episode that you actually play Wonderwall.
You gotta keep that going. Oh my god, you actually played it. And you'll practice the song. You know, we'll put a spotlight too. Like, we'll make a big thing when we actually do it. You'll put a microphone in front of you.
We'll slowly start adding it into the episodes. First, we'll introduce the microphone in front of me. And then, we'll go into the full-blown, just karaoke episodes, right? Where we start doing Tiny House Studio Live karaoke. And then, and only then, almost at the season finale of that, we'll do Wonderwall for the first time ever.
Oh, shit.
And it'll be this whole, like, I can't believe they finally did it. What's gonna happen next? Is it gonna happen anymore? And then we'll go into a hiatus. We'll disappear.
And 20 years later.
20 years later.
Back on the stage.
20 years later, we'll write oh my God, we'll sell bricks from the Wonderwall.
So what?
We're gonna be able to sell bricks from the Wonderwall itself.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And by that I mean Trump's project. All right, guys, that's my lake.
The lake.
You guys are enjoying tonight's episode. I'm surely enjoying your company. I want to remind you, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you have any suggestions for Monday night's episode, because we do this every Monday and Wednesday at 10 p.m., please also leave that in the comments. I'll be more than happy to paint your hometown, a place you've always wanted to be, whatever, you know. And once again, I hope you are, most importantly, are creating, you know. I'm not doing this because I'm getting paid or whatever. That would be hilarious. But I am doing this because I feel like there's an itch, you know. I gotta scratch that itch, and I'm sure you all feel it too. Go scratch your goddamn itch, man. It sucks if you don't, man. You're gonna just die one day. You want to live until like you're 90 and just like think, what if I painted more or whatever? Like that's what got me. You know, I'm gonna tell you what changed my life. It was a simple philosophy. It was I don't know where the hell I wrote it and read it or how the actual quote goes, but here's what I took from it. One day, when you die, the representation of hell is you're going to meet the person you could have become. You know, you're going to be you, and you're going to meet the person you could have become. That's it. And it is, right?
Damn.
You could have become this great person, and it's within you. Because right now, when I said that, you pictured someone. You pictured a person that's you, but it has your face, but it's not you. And you can become that person. You know, you have a lot of life to go, and if you don't, that's, you know, that's not in your control anyway. So you might as well fucking shoot for something, right? That changed my life. You know, ever since that moment, I thought I want to be as close of a representation of that person that I'm going to meet myself. You know, so it's not that I've started idolizing a person that I could be, but so much that I can start striving to become better and never really reach that goal. That's the point. You know, you're never gonna be the perfect person, but you can always keep trying to become better and better and better. And it's fucking amazing that you can't become perfect, because that would be a really big problem. Imagine if you got all of your hopes and dreams. What are you gonna do tomorrow? You know. Anyway, we're gonna start painting the foreground here. Make it a little bit of a deeper green. Sorry. Start with a hunter's green. Gonna move into a that one phthalo cyanine green. It's actually a blue shade of said green. And then I you know what I haven't added yet? I want to add turquoise. I'm gonna add some turquoise into my painting.
Turquoise. Why do we say people always go out west and do something with turquoise?
I don't know what that means. What?
They always say that. Like hippie people go out west and just wear a lot of turquoise.
Really?
Yeah.
Is turquoise more abundant in the west?
Hmm.
You know what I realized I don't have anymore? My fan brush.
Fan brush.
Yeah, no idea where that went.
No, take a smoke break.
Okay. I'll be here.
Some more paint on that.
I'll try my best, John.
All that matters, my friend. It's all that matters.
I appreciate you saying that. And I appreciate you all for watching, you know. I don't know what you're going through, man. But what I do know is that we're all going through a lot. And I've always thought human suffering is a weird conundrum, because you look at someone and you kind of compare yourself to their predicaments, you know. You say, oh, but they don't have it as bad as I do, or oh, I'm so glad I don't have it as bad as that person, you know. And I'm not really sure which one of those trains of thought is worse, but I do know that they're both wrong. You know, everybody has problems, and it's absolutely no one's opinion that matters towards how those problems manifest in your own life. Meaning, if I stub my toe and I say, ow, and I feel pain, and you broke your finger and you said, ow, and you feel pain, you can't say I don't feel pain. I still feel pain. There's no sense in competing with humans, your own friends and family and whatever, because we're all experiencing the same shit. So once we start getting ourselves around the whole competition thing, you know, when you look at your friends and you're competing, whether it's money or oh my God, I'm so glad I'm not in that position, or whatever you're doing, and everyone does it because we're not perfect. I mean, I can talk about it all day. I do it too. That's why I'm trying to talk about it, because it's a really big problem. Whatever that is, just toss it away. Look, you are you, and get used to it. And as a matter of fact, if you can find out what your flaws are, if you are so lucky that you found out what you're bad at, get rid of them. Don't do them anymore. And if you are even luckier and you found out what you might be good at, do that instead. And I promise you, look, in this day and age, you're not going to go hungry. You're probably not going to lose shelter over your head. It's going to be really hard for you to go homeless, especially if you have a fucking cell phone and you're watching this right now. Like, you're not going to die. Quit your jobs. I'm telling you for real. Like, get the fuck out of there. What do you like? What do you like doing? I like painting. And spoiler alert, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So, if you have if you happen to be as lucky as I am to know what you want to do, please do this with me. I have no idea what this is gonna look like, but it's super fun, man. Like I guarantee that I'm not gonna die if I just paint for the rest of my life. I guarantee it. I might not make a bunch of money, but let me tell you something. I've been working in corporate America since I was fucking 19. I'm 27 now, so that's 8 years. And I've had a 401k since I could. And I've accumulated money, savings, and all that. And you trust me, you don't feel better. As a matter of fact, for some weird reason, you feel worse. Because you feel like you're stuck in this trap where now you have to keep doing that. You gotta keep saving. And I'm 27 years old. Like, I know people that tell me I'm ridiculous for thinking this way, and still it's something that I feel so deeply and it's just embedded in me. Now I have to work and I have to make money, and if I don't, but really at the end of the day, the only reason I'm trying to do, like, I'm living in a tiny house which is paid for. This shit is free basically. Like, I have all the paints here. What am I doing this for? You know, and I think if you were to ask someone 200 years ago, or rather tell someone 200 years ago what humanity is doing this day and age, I think they would laugh at you. I think they would. I don't even think they would believe you. I think it would be ridiculous because it just doesn't seem right. It seems like we've all been fooled. You know, it seems like we've all been taught. You know, well, hey, look, this is how it's gotta be. You gotta be this and this and this, and now when you graduate from this, you gotta be this. But at the end of the day, I mean, what the fuck does anybody else know? You know? Does this happen to anybody else? Like, when I was younger, I swore to God that I was smart. And then I said, I'm not going to tell anybody that because they're all adults and they're going to think I'm ridiculous. And then I started getting older and I'm like, oh my God, at what point am I going to stop thinking that I'm not like, I'm not thinking the same as these people. At what point am I going to become an adult like them? And then at one point, a little kid came up to me and said, "Sir," and I was like, "Whoa, dude, no! Like, I'm not a sir. I'm a kid. You know, like At what point did I become a sir? And it seems to be that the reason that I thought that everyone had their shit together was because it looked like they had their shit together. And then I grew up and I was like, oh my God, you know what? This epiphany happened. It was actually, I was driving down the road. I was pulling into my friend's community. And I turned, this kid had kicked he was picking up this soccer ball from the middle of the road. So I stopped, there was a community, right? So I stopped and I'm pulling into this parking spot, right near him. So I got out of the car after I pulled into this parking spot and I got out and he said, "Sorry, sir." And I'm like, dude, I'm a sir? Are you fucking serious? I'm a sir? I just walked on, and then it hit me later. I'm like, what the So now I can't even say I have people that I look up to that are adults because I'm an adult now. And it's like, at what point do you just become the person that you want to look up to, That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to become the person that I want to look up to.
Amen.
Thanks. Anyway, guys, we're almost done here. I'm actually pretty happy with this. these greens, these different color shades of green.
It's quite
And
fantastic.
a little bit of turquoise to this edge here. So I want to thank you all so much. That little rant that I just went on, I do appreciate you all for watching this, because it is what gives me. I honestly, I would still do it without anybody. I'm for sure. I'm recording videos that I'm not putting live, so I would still do this. But I do want to try to build something around this. I want everybody who watches this to feel uncomfortable, and to feel like they have to do something. Like do it. You can do it. It's as easy as doing it. You're not any different from anybody that you look up to. You're the same person. We have capabilities, and if you're young, you have even more of them. It's insane. We live in a place that we can do these things. We just have to do it. Or we're just all making excuses. I make excuses. I make it all the time. I hate it. I hate it. Every day I hate it. But I do it. So if you're doing that and you don't recognize it, try to recognize it. That seems to be the first step to this shit. Anyway, I'm sorry this took a little bit of a downer note, but I hope you all enjoy this episode. I want to thank String Bean for hopping on by and helping us with the tunes. Always a pleasure to have you here too, man. And I also want to thank. I'm going to add a little bit of this foreground more into this lake, because I think there's not enough on this side. Anyway, I also want to thank you all for watching, and of course the Fozy for being ever so present and giving me her energy. And of course, last but certainly not least, my good, eternal, spiritual friend, Bob Ross, whom without I wouldn't have even had this idea. So, guys, live long, prosper, whatever your saying is, do that instead. And if you have any questions, drop them by. If you want to talk to me, do that. I'm a pretty good listener. So, anyway, I've been Touche. I love you long time. And you've watched Tiny House Studio Live. This was episode number 21, and we'll be back next Monday with episode number 22. Moving along fast, guys. Change is to come. I love you. Please have a brilliant week. I don't know how to do that for you, but think about it. Wake up positive, And if you do that, I promise it's contagious. People will love it, and you'll get more happiness. So I love you. Please stay safe, and peace.